with rapt attention. I think he made a beautiful celebration about the role of attitude in life. Before just presenting the keynote address, I am just making a prelude to this one. The attitude of life, and I am going to take a discourse on the WHO theme, that is aging and health, and proper understanding of the problem of aging. This attitude is very, very important. Unless until you have this attitude of service, you can't treat your elderly people with dignity, you can't treat elderly people with utmost care. I think it is a privilege not only to give a talk on this burning and sensitive topic today, that is a WHO theme also, but I am pretty sure that with the learned audience, this is one of the rarest glimpses of the person, such a quiet understanding and a receptive situation I rarely encounter in my deliberations frequently. Now the proper time has come now to tackle the people say the problem of aging. Aging is not a problem at all. It is not a problem for the society. It is not a problem for the family. It is an asset. It is an indispensable asset. Now this is World Health Day today, and we are fortunate we have assembled here on this very auspicious day. And World Health Day is that the slogan, every year there is a slogan. And I just start, at the very beginning I start with the audience participation. You will find aberration in this statement. Good health adds years to life. Because you must have read everything about this year's slogan. There is some aberration in this very sentence. There is a flaw in this sentence. And the flaw is that this is not good health adds years to life, but the good health adds life to years. Normally we think that when you are healthy, your years are increasing. Suppose you are likely to live for 100 years. But what the WHO thought this year, that it is not the adding years that is important. It is the quality of that years, quality of that added years that is important, and for which we have assembled. Now I think key facts in aging. As I told you, that this is just a grim statistics, and you have to be, I think, aware of these statistics to know exactly what is the magnitude, what is the problem of this aging. In 2050, 2 billion people in the world, or nearly 1 in 4, will be older than 60 years. See, 80% of the world's older people will be living in less developed countries, like India, like Brazil, like Pakistan, like Bangladesh, all less developed. The brunt of this problem, the brunt of this burden, I think it will be shared by the less developed countries. The number of people aged 80 years, forget about 60 years. Now just concentrate on 80 years. The number of people aged 80 years will almost quadruple to 395 million between now and 2050. I am just giving you the glimpse of 2050, just 40 years ahead, and you see the situation. By 2050, older adults, more than 65 years, will outnumber all children aged 14. Then I would like to tell you that as far as the older one is concerned, we are classified in three ones. The low elderly, the middle elderly, and the oldest elderly. And we start from 65. 65 to 74, you can say young old. Young old. They are for all practical parlance they are old, but for us they are young old. Middle old is 75 to 89. And after that, 84. And from 85 to 100, we naturally the landmark is 100 years, that is oldest. So these are all the classification of the older generation. I think I need your assistance. See, this is a very interesting fact. You will appreciate this one. In 1910, life expectancy of the Chilean females in Chile, you can pronounce it like Chile, was 33 years. Today it is 82 years. In 1910, it was 33 years. Today it is 82 years. This jump of 50 years in 1 century. This is a quantum jump. This is a quantum jump. And 2000 to 2050, the population more than 60 years has jumped from 11% to 22%. These are all statistics. Just like in France in 100 years, see the developed country, the picture in developed country, 100 years older, the person who are older than 65 years, the number swelled from 7 to 15%. But in China, Brazil and India, it took only 25 years to reach the same goal. The developed countries like France, it took 100 years from 7 to 15%. But in China, Brazil and India, only less than 25 years to reach the same goal. So we have to be extra alert to cope up with the burden of rising elderly population. Less developed countries like us. The term population aging. This is a relevant term. There are certain terms which are very important. I will be just coming on with these terms. Population aging, active aging, successful aging. For all persons who are approaching 60, they must be, I think, having the very seriousness regarding these terms, these queries of words are concerned. Population aging, for India, I have just turned it. India in 2001, it was 77 million. 7.4% of population, but likely to swell to 300 million, 14.5% of the population by 2050. By 2050. See, in India's scenario, thus population aging, more impact in developing world, I will be strictly telling you. But what is the genesis of this population aging? The genesis of population.
Who wants to speak? Actually, I'm in a meeting. I'm in a meeting.
Population aging is really a success story for us, for the doctors. Because with the medical technology, it is a great trump for the mankind. Why I am telling it is a great trump for the mankind? As I have told you, the longevity is increasing. And the longevity is increasing because of the two factors. The low fertility rate and increasing longevity. And because of this increasing longevity and diminished fertility rate, there is the third line, population aging. And the population aging is a success story of the medical professionals throughout the world. But at one end, we are having a most successful story like this, but at the other end, there are challenges before us because of this population aging. Because we have to cater to many elderly population. As I have told you, by 2050, the population of the persons more than 65 years old will outnumber the children who are less than 14 years old. So this coping up with the population aging is just because of our advancement. Just because I have told your picture in this hospital, all the recent advancement techniques are there in all the regional hospitals of railway. I think with this sophistication, we are increasing the longevity of every normal individual, but at the other end, we are swelling the population of elderly people. So, but this chronological is important. It is not only that if you are 70 years old, you are dysfunctional. Sometimes a 35-year-old person, a young person so-called, can be more dysfunctional than 70 years old person. So it is not the age that matters. As Swamiji told, that attitude is very, very important. And with this attitude, you remain lively. And if you are not lively at the age of 25, you are an old person. But if you are lively at the age of 75, you are a young person. So it is not the chronological age that is important, it is the biological and social aging that is important. So here it comes the three important factors: the population aging, the chronological aging, the biological aging, and the social aging. Measures to keep older people healthy and active are a necessity. I am telling you, measures to keep older people healthy and active are a necessity. It is not a luxury. It is not a luxury. Because unless and until you keep them healthy, I think all the resources, the country's resources, and I have told you, the major impact is on the less developed nations. So I think it will divert all your national resources like that.
डॉक्टर मित्रा को दे सर वही कर लेगा।
line.